चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हाथ खोले बोलो हरे कृष्णा जोरे करे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। I pay my humble obeisances to the divine lotus feet of my Guru Maharaj, Nitla Vaishnav Vishwapad Stotra Shad Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj. Similarly to my Shiksha Gurudevs, Nitla Vaishnav Vishwapad Bhakti Vedanshila Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and Nitla Vaishnav Vishwapad Bhakti Vigyanshila Bharti Goswami Maharaj. My equal danda pranams to Nitla Vaishnav Vishwapad Bhakti Vedanshila Vaman Goswami Maharaj, and Nitla Vaishnav Vishwapad Bhakti Vedant Vikram Goswami Maharaj, to entire Guru Parampara, especially Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur, whose place, whose house we are assembled today. By the causeless mercy of Gurudev, by performing Navdeep Dham Parikrama, and on this last day of this Parikrama session, we came to such divine place, the lotus feet of Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur. Who is Vrindavan Das Thakur? तो देख कृष्ण लीला भागवते कहे वेद व्यास, चैतन्य लीला व्यास वृंदावन दास। वृंदावन दास कहलो चैतन्य मंगल, जहाँ श्रवणे नाशे सर्व अमंगल। Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur. Who is Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur? The niece of Shivas Pandit. Her name was Narayani Devi. When Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing with all his associates at Shiva Sangam, so Shivas Pandit's niece, Narayani Devi, she had one son, and that son is Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur. When Narayani Devi was serving Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, means getting remnants from Mahaprabhu, she was giving those remnants to Vrindavan Das Thakur, her son. And that's why Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur is considered to be as Uchishta, remnant of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The great contribution of Vrindavan Das Thakur is he wrote Chaitanya Bhagavat. Just like Shri Ved Vyasji, he wrote Srimad Bhagavatam and describing the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. But Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur is one who is describing the pastime of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sachinandan Gaur Hari. So the name of the book is Chaitanya Bhagavat. But something very important in that book, moment he touched the glories of Shri Nitya Prabhu, he started glorifying and praising Shri Nitya Prabhu in hundreds and thousands of verses. And one very famous verse, where Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur is establishing that there is no difference between Nitya Prabhu and Mahaprabhu. एक ही स्वरूप दोनों भिन्न मात्र काय, आद्य काय स्वरूप कृष्ण लीला सहाय। अपनी करे कृष्ण लीला सहाय, शिष्ट लीला करी धरे चार काय। There is no difference between Krishna and Balaram. They both are equal. Similarly, Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur in Chaitanya Bhagavat, he glorified Shri Nitya Prabhu and Mahaprabhu in one verse, in plural tense. Ajanu lambita bhujao kanakavadato sankirtane kapitro kamlaya taksho vishambaro dujvaro yug dharma palo vande jagat priya karo kya karuna avataro. Equally praising both of them. Ajanu lambita bhujao means both Shri Nitya Prabhu and Mahaprabhu, their arms are long, touching their knees. That means this is the symptom of Mahapurushas. This symptom of two Mahapurushas, Nitya Prabhu and Mahaprabhu. Kanakavadato, very important point. They both have golden complexion. Whereas Krishna Balaram, Krishna's dark complexion, blackish complexion, and Baldev Prabhu is golden complexion. But here Kanakavadato, both Shri Nitya Prabhu and Mahaprabhu, they have golden complexion. Why? This is the symptom of Asya Vigraha, the subject of worship. Even though Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Antar Krishna Bahir Gaura, he is Krishna himself. But in this God avatar, in this incarnation, he assumed golden complexion because the subject of worship, Asya Vigraha, is more important in Gaura Leela. Why it is so important to have golden complexion? Very important point. Why Radharani's golden complexion? Why Krishna's dark complexion? What is the color and complexion has to do with many rasas? Shri Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Samar Sindhu describing the Dasya Ras. There are four prominent rasas in Braj. Dasya Ras is mixed color. Sakhya Ras is red color. Vatsalya Ras is condensed red. And Madhur Ras is black color. Krishna, because he is tasting extreme of Madhura Ras, that's why his complexion is dark bluish complexion. Whereas Shri Radharani, she is golden complexion. Why? Why golden complexion? Because of Sneh, Man, Pranay, Rag, Anurag, Modan, Madan, Madanakya Mahabhav. The extreme of that prem is Madanakya Mahabhav, and she is the only one who tasting that Madanakya Mahabhav. And to relish, to taste that Madanakya Mahabhav, it is very important to have a golden complexion. And that's the only reason why Krishna, he not only asked the mood of Radharani, but he also prayed for the complexion of Radharani. The mood was enough to relish the mood of Radharani. The mood was enough. Why Krishna begged for the complexion? Because that mood which Radharani is relishing and tasting, Madanakya Mahabhav, to relish that, golden complexion is very essential. Therefore, Shri Krishna asked for mood and the complexion. And here in this avatar, in Gaur avatar, both Nityam Prabhu and Mahaprabhu, their golden complexion, Asya Vigraha, and that's why there is no killing happened in this incarnation. No killing. Because they are subject of worship, they are Asya Vigraha. Only compassion is prominent. The Karuna Shakti is prominent in this avatar. Shri Mahaprabhu is not stopping his Karuna Shakti compassionate potency. In other incarnations, the Lord is submissive towards his Ichha Shakti, the desire fulfilling potency. And there is some restriction in the Karuna Shakti compassionate potency. But in Gaur Avatar, the Karuna Shakti is so prominent that Mahaprabhu is not stopping the Karuna Shakti. You can go as far in any direction you want. I'm not going to stop you. And that Karuna Shakti, the compassionate potency of Mahaprabhu, he reached each and every part of the entire universe and didn't spare anyone. Even the animals, they attained prem. Even the demigods attained prem. Even the most sinner and offenders, they attain prem. That's the glories of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bolo Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki. So while describing and initiating, describing the pastime of Mahaprabhu, the moment Vrindavan Das Thakur, who is a Parikar associate of Shri Nityam Prabhu, moment he touched the glories of Nityam Prabhu, the course of his description has totally completely changed, and he started glorifying Shri Nityam Prabhu. And entire Chaitanya Bhagavad, the name is Chaitanya Bhagavad, but actually in the 3 volumes of Chaitanya Bhagavad, Adhi, Madhya and Ant, we see Vrindavan Das Thakur is glorifying his Ishta, his worshipable Nityam Prabhu like anything. Unparalleled description of Nityam Prabhu. The most merciful Nityam Prabhu, the most compassionate Nityam Prabhu. So much. He considered Nityam Prabhu his Gurudev. So he is describing the glories of his Guru Shri Nityananda Prabhu. And in 5 places in entire Chaitanya Bhagavad, 5 places in entire Chaitanya Bhagavad, note down this, 5 places, Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying, Eto parihare papi yadi ninda kare, tabe lati marutar shiru kare. Even after hearing so much glories of Shri Nityam Prabhu, my Nityananda Prabhu, if anyone criticize or find fault in my Nityananda, I want to hit on his head with my feet. Is this his Vaishnava etiquette? Is this his humility? Hitting on someone's head? Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur is expressing his love. He's so much possessive about Shri Nityam Prabhu. And what the person going to get after getting hit of the divine lotus feet of Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur on the head? What he is going to get or she is going to get? What is going to get? You know, the dust from the lotus feet of Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur. And while getting the dust from the lotus feet of Vrindavan Thakur, what will be attainable? That mercy of Nityam Prabhu is so easily attainable. As Amongst the associate of Mahaprabhu, there is one associate called Abhiram Thakur. He used to carry one stick in his hand and used to whip. Anyone who come in front of him, he used to whip that person. And moment anyone getting this whip from Abhiram Thakur, immediately infusion of prema comes in that person. Infusion of prema. प्रेम संचार हो जाता था. अभिराम ठाकुर की छड़ी खाकर प्रेम संचारण हो जाता था. उसी प्रकार, in the same way, Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur, getting his hit on the head, on one's head of his divine lotus feet, one immediately get recipient of that prem of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and attachment of Nityam Prabhu in Mahaprabhu. This is the glories of Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur. This is the place, the house of Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur. We come here to seek his blessings. Bolo Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur ki. Also, this place is, we just heard, the place of Lord Shri Ram. This is also considered not different from Ayodhya. When Shri Ram was in exile for 14 years, he came to Shri Navdeep Dham. And this was our topic yesterday also. Shri Navdeep Dham is so glorious that what to speak of the associate, even many lords from other yugas, they came in Navdeep Dham. Just like in Satyuga, Lord Nrsingadev appeared in Satyuga. And after killing Hiranyakashipu, he could have gone back to his Vaikuntha. He could have gone back. But no, while he was in transition going to Vaikuntha, he stopped in Navdeep Dham at Narsinghpalli, where we went to have darshan. He took rest there because he can't resist without stopping in Shri Navdeep Dham. That in Treta Yuga, Lord Shri Ram came here in this place, Modrum Dweep. This is one of the 9 islands called Modrum Dweep. Lord Shri Ram came with Sita Devi and Lakshmanji. And there, Ram, she took his arrow and drawed one figure. And he started smiling to see that figure. Sita Devi asked with surprise, Prabhu, your smile is not ordinary smile. You're indicating something. Can you please reveal what's happening and why are you smiling to drawing this figure? Shri Ram said in Treta Yuga, Shri Ram said, O Sita, in this Leela, in near future, I'm going to reject you. I'm going to reject you. You're going to cry and weep in my separation, and I'm going to cry and weep in your separation. But Sita Devi said, why? Why we have to separate? We are always together, yes? In Saket Dham, we are always together. Shri Ram said, we are not in Saket Dham. We are in this home, on this planet Earth. We want to expand our pastime to enhance our love. And the love on the prema only get enhanced when there is separation. In meeting, that prema becomes, the love becomes very regular. But when there is separation, then both Nayak and Nayaka, the hero and heroine, they both think of each other so much separation. So, Bina Vipralambena Sambho Kushri Mashriyut. Separation enhance the mood in meeting. That is the intent, and that's one of the intent of Lord Shri Ram appeared. That's the intent of Shri Krishna comes here. Because Vaikuntha Adya ye leela nahi prachar, se leela koribo jate more chamatkar. This mood of separation is not even present in Golok Vrindavan, only just a mood. But when Krishna comes on this planet, they get separated. Radharani is there, Krishna is in Dwarika. They are relishing the mood of separation. Similarly, Lord Ram also want to relish this mood of separation. And in Kali Yuga, Sachinandan Gaur Hari, what an astonishing avatar! What astonishing avatar! What astonishing avatar! Intense union, Radha Krishna Milit Tanu. They are combined. And what Mahaprabhu is feeling? Intense separation. Just in one form. Vish Amrit Ekatra Milan. Shri Kaviraj Goswami describing the pot of nectar and poison together. What is that poison? The poison is separation. And what is the nectar? The nectar is union. The pot, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in one figure, in one form, complete, intense union and intense separation we see in Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, Shri Ram said, Sita, I'm going to reject you, and we're going to weep and cry and remembering each other. And in Kali Yuga, when I come as Sachinandan Gaur Hari Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then I will take sannyas and leave you alone. You're going to my wedded wife. So you'll be going to feel separation from me. In this Ram avatar, in this pastime, I'm going to make a golden Sita and weep and crying to see that Sita. But in God avatar, you're going to make my one figure as Mahaprabhu. And then you're going to weep and cry for me. So therefore, Shri Vishnu Priya Devi, when Mahaprabhu took sannyas at Katwa, he left to Jagannath Puri. Shri Vishnu Priya Devi, she was worshipping that Mahaprabhu, Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu. And she was taking care of her mother-in-law, Sachi Mata. As many rounds as she was chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. As many rounds he was chanting, he was keeping one piece of rice in a side. And from morning till dusk, as many rounds as she was chanted, she cooked that rice, offered to Mahaprabhu, and first of all served her mother-in-law, Sachi Mata, and whatever left over, Shri Vishnu Priya Devi was taking that and feeling separation from Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So therefore this place seems like it's a mood of separation, Vipralambhav. But here, Shri Ram, Shri Mahaprabhu, they want to relish this Vipralambhav. Kya samay ho gaya kya? Padma Maharaj said, today there is no time barriers. And there is one saying, Bangla te ki bola gaye? Bangla te bola gaye, Gelo je Mike na asibe yaar, eve Krishna ki upay. Gelo je Mike na asibe yaar, eve Krishna ki upay. Aar dutte katha, Pelo je Mike na chhadi bavar, eve Maharaj ki kora jaye. Okay, 5 minutes. This can't be translated in English. Gelo je Mike na asibe yaar, eve Krishna ki upay. और पेलो जे माइक ना छाड़ी व्यवहार एवे महाराज की करा जाए. अच्छा, and one important thing, we just had darshan of Sarang Murari just when we came. Sarang, Shri Sarang, he was associate of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and used to worship God Nitai deity, very close intimate associate of Mahaprabhu. When he was in advanced age, Shri Mahaprabhu ordered him, Sarang, make disciple because you need some help and assistance. Shri Sarang said, Mahaprabhu, this is Kali Yuga. It is very difficult to find a bona fide disciple. I don't want to make this mess. I don't want to make any disciple. Mahaprabhu said, no, Sarang. I'm ordering you, instructing you, make disciple. So Sarang said, okay, if you're ordering me, then tomorrow, whomever I'm going to see first in the morning, I'm going to make that person disciple. So Shri Sarang, he came to take bath in Ganges. And he saw one small tiny boy, a child boy, floating, means dead, floating in the Ganga. Sarang gave this promise to Mahaprabhu, whomever going to see first, I'm going to make him disciple. So Sarang took that dead body of that boy and he recited mantra in the ears. And to a surprise, what happened? The boy got life. The boy got life. He got alive. The news spread it all over the villages. And the parents of that boy came running. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, you are our child. Snake bite you. Therefore, one who is getting bitten by snake should be cremated, should be thrown in water. So we throw you in water. The boy said, who are you? I don't know. Because you already rejected me, thrown me in the water. This life is given by my Gurudev. He is going to be my everything now. I don't recognize you people. I don't know. Because Sakale Janma Mata Pita Pai. In every birth we get parents. But it's so rare to get Shri Guru, spiritual master. And that's only possible available in this human form of life. Birds, animals, trees, they can't make Guru. Only human being. This is a rare opportunity for us. Without delay, we should prepare ourselves to take initiation, Diksha from Shri Guru, and come in this lineage, Shri Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Therefore, that boy was famous as Sarang Murari. The name of that boy is Murari. Murari means one who was dead. But he got famous by the name, along with the name of his Guru Maharaj, Sarang Murari. Once upon a time, Shri Guru, he went out for some seva. And he told his disciple Murari, you take care of my deity Gaur Nitai. He said, yes, Gurudev, I'm going to nicely take care of the deity Gaur Nitai. After 3 days, when Sri Sarang came back, he saw Gaur Nitai is not on the altar. He's not on the altar. And he saw in the courtyard, his disciple Murari is playing with Gaur Nitai in the courtyard. Shri Mahaprabhu, Nityam Prabhu and Murari, 3 of them, they are playing in the courtyard. Shri Sarang was having vatsalya, affectionate mood towards Gaur Nityam Prabhu. He took stick in his hand, went to chastise Gaur Nitai and his disciple. And out of fear, Shri Gaur Nityam Prabhu, that they came back to the altar and stood like a deity form. This shows how much intimate the relationship between Shri Mahaprabhu, Nityam Prabhu and Shri Sarang Murari. इसलिए ये स्थान एक शिक्षा प्रदान करने वाला स्थान है। क्या शिक्षा? कल युग में अभी महाराज बतला रहे थे, सद शिष्य प्राप्त करना बड़ा कठिन, और कलयुग में सदगुरु प्राप्त करना भी बड़ा कठिन, क्योंकि शिष्य भी फिर कितने प्रकार के होते हैं। शिष्य कितने प्रकार के? श्रील भक्तिवेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज जी बतलाते थे, एक होता है उत्तम शिष्य, एक होता है मध्यम शिष्य और एक होता है कनिष्ठ शिष्य। उत्तम शिष्य कौन? उत्तम शिष्य वो होते हैं जो गुरु जी की बात को ऊपर से विरोध करते हुए भी गुरुदेव की सेवा करते हैं। ये बात हजम करना, डाइजेस्ट करना थोड़ा मुश्किल है। गुरु जी ने कुछ कहा, उनकी सेवा करने हेतु, उनकी सेवा करने के लिए उनकी बात का विरोध करके भी, जैसे परम गुरुदेव प्रभुपाद जी के वस्त्रों को बदल दिया, प्रभुपाद जी ने निषेध भी किया, लेकिन अपने गुरु जी की बात को उनकी रक्षा करने के लिए थोड़ा विरुद्ध होकर वो पूर्ण किया, जैसे कुरेश ने श्री रामानुजाचार्य जी के लिए किया। यह है उत्तम शिष्य। फिर मध्यम शिष्य कैसा होता है? मध्यम शिष्य होता है जो गुरु जी की बात को बिना कहे, बिना आदेश कहे उसका पालन करते हैं। बोलना नहीं पड़ता, हमको पानी चाहिए, हमको वस्त्र चाहिए, वो पहले से सब तैयार कर देता है, वो मध्यम शिष्य। फिर होता है कनिष्ठ शिष्य। कनिष्ठ शिष्य जिसकी बुद्धि भोला होता है, भोला सीधा साधा बेचारा, उसको समझ नहीं आता क्या करना क्या नहीं करना। जैसे उदाहरण के रूप में गुरुजी ने कहा, बेटा मेरे लिए पानी लाओ, वो कनिष्ठ शिष्य बोलता है, गुरुजी अभी गया अभी आया, और अभी गया क्या उसी समय आ गया। बोलते पानी कहाँ? गुरुजी मैं पूछना भूल गया, ठंडा लाऊं कि गर्म लाऊं? बोलते बेटा कैसा भी हो पानी ले आओ। अच्छा अभी ले आ, जो गया फिर वापस आ गया। बोलते अब क्या बात? नहीं एक बात पूछना भूल गया, ट्रे में लेके आऊं कि हाथ में ले आऊं? बोलते कैसे भी ले आओ, पानी ले आओ। गुरुजी अब वापस नहीं आऊंगा। जब गया फिर लौट कर आ गया। बोलते अब क्या? बोलते नल वाला पानी चलेगा कि बिस्लरी का चलेगा? बोलते बेटा तू रहने दे, मैं अपने आप पी लूंगा। जो गुरुजी की बात को समझ ही नहीं पाता बेचारा, सेवा करने की इच्छा है, इसको कहा गया कनिष्ठ। अब कनिष्ठ से नीचे भी एक अधम शिष्य होते हैं। अधम शिष्य में क्या आता है? बाण, धनुष बाण होता है ना, धनुष बाण। बाण को अगर छोड़ दो कभी लौट के आता है? अरे धनुष से बाण छोड़ो लौट के आता है? ये शिष्य बाण ऐसा होता है, गुरु जी ने आदेश दिया, बाण की तरह गया, लौट के आए ही नहीं। फिर पता नहीं कब 5 साल 10 साल में नवदी परिक्रमा में कहीं कोने में बैठा होगा, जो गया आया ही नहीं। फिर एक बोता अली, अली मतलब भ्रमर। भ्रमर क्या करता है? गुंजार करता है। गुरु जी ने शिष्य को बोला बेटा ये सेवा करनी है, अब वो गुंजार करता रहता है। क्या गुंजार करता है? मैं ही मिलता हूं सब समय, इतने और शिष्य हैं, सारा भार मेरे सिर पर ही, मैं ही करूं मैं ही करूं मैं ही करूं, गुंजार करता रहता है। ये अधम शिष्य। और उससे भी नीचे, सबसे नीचे वाला कैटेगरी के शिष्य क्या है? बोलते हैं लकीर का फकीर। क्या है? लकीर का फकीर। ये कैसा शिष्य है? इसका उदाहरण है, एक बार गुरु शिष्य दोनों घोड़े पे बैठकर एक गांव से दूसरे गांव में प्रचार करने जा रहे। गुरु जी ने बोल दिया बेटा पीछे पीछे चलना, पीछे पीछे, मेरे घोड़ा से अगर कुछ गिर गया उसको उठा लेना, इसलिए पीछे पीछे चलना। बोलते गुरु जी जो आपने कहा वही करूंगा, एकदम आज्ञाकारी शिष्य हूं आपका। गुरु जी आगे आगे, शिष्य पीछे पीछे। थोड़ी दूर जाने के बाद घोड़े ने कर दिया पायखाना, टॉयलेट कर दिया, और शिष्य ने, गुरुजी ने कहा था जो गिरेगा उठा के ले आना। उठाकर गुरुजी के पास ला रहे। गुरुदेव मेरे जैसा शिष्य नहीं और मेरी जैसी कोई सेवा नहीं, पूरा आदेश का पालन, देखो ये घोड़े से गिरा। मतलब बेवकूफ ये नहीं, मूर्ख ये नहीं, मेरा जो सामान वो गिरे तो लाना। बोलते गुरुजी आपका क्या क्या सामान, घोड़ा भी तो आपका ही। बोलते बेटा, बोलते गुरुजी हमको नहीं पता, आप हमको एक लिस्ट बना दो। गुरुजी ने लिस्ट बना दी। बोलते एक बाल्टी है, 3 जोड़ा वस्त्र है, एक मृदंग है, एक करताल है, एक लोटा है, एक थाला है, एक चम्मच, पूरा लिस्ट बना दिया। बोलते देख अब बात ध्यान से सुन, इस लिस्ट के बाहर जो भी कुछ हो वो नहीं उठाना, जो लिस्ट में लिखा उसको क्या उठा लेना। बोलते गुरुजी इस बार तो अच्छे से सेवा करूंगा। अब जब गुरुजी आगे आगे गए, शिष्य पीछे पीछे, और चलते चलते 1 किलोमीटर गए तो गुरुजी का घोड़ा गिर गया नीचे, और गुरुजी नीचे खड्डे में गिर गए। अब ये शिष्य देख रहा है और लिस्ट देख रहा है, लिस्ट देख रहा, गुरुजी का नाम तो नहीं है, उन्होंने कहा था लिस्ट के बाहर कुछ नहीं उठाना। तो गुरुदेव आपका नाम तो है नहीं, आपकी कोई वस्तु गिरेगी तो उठाएंगे। इसको क्या गया, अधम शिष्य है। अधम शिष्य क्या बोला गया, लकीर का फकीर। जो बोलो ऐसे ही, थोड़ा बुद्धि नहीं लगाता तो ऐसे शिष्य बनेंगे। कैसे शिष्य बनना चाहिए, उत्तम शिष्य। लेकिन अभी दिल्ली बहुत दूर है, अभी पहले कनिष्ठ बनेंगे, फिर मध्यम बनेंगे। कैसे होगा, करो मोरे आत्मसात। गुरुदेव के चरणों में प्रार्थना करते 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 यही प्रार्थना करेंगे, अपनी शक्ति का संचारित कीजिए जिससे हम आपकी सेवा कर सकें, है ना। और इससे ये कोई विचार मत रखना गुरुजी काले हैं कि गोरे हैं कि लंबे हैं कि मोटे हैं कि पतले हैं। ये विचार होता है गुरु में, ये कोई विचार नहीं, ये स्थूल बुद्धि है। जो गुरु के प्रति मनुष्य बुद्धि करता है वो नरक में जाता है। अर्चे विष्णु शिलादि गुरुषु नर्मते वैष्णव जाति बुद्धि, नरक में जाना पड़ता है कोई ऐसा विचार करता है। एक लड़का था, ये गांव में, एक गांव में एक लड़का था, उसके गुरुजी आए, कैसे हैं, एकदम पतले दुबले से, एकदम पतले से। इसने गुरुदेव की आरती की, अपने लोगों को बुला लिया। इसका एक मित्र था जिसके गुरुजी भी 2 दिन के बाद नवद्वीप परिक्रमा में आए, और वो गुरुजी कैसे, एकदम मोटे सोटे, एकदम मोटे सोटे। इसको मन में देख देख करना ईर्ष्या हो गई। बोलते मेरे गुरुजी तो पतले पतले से और मेरे दोस्त के गुरु तो बड़े मोटे मोटे से। बड़ा निराश होकर घर में आया। गुरुजी बोलते इतना उदास क्यों है, निराश क्यों है। बोलते गुरुजी सच्ची कहूं कि झूठी कहूं। बोलते झूठ का क्या मतलब, सच्ची बात बोल। बोलते गुरुजी आपको देख के ना श्रद्धा नहीं होती, आपको देखकर भक्ति नहीं होती। बोलते क्यों, मैंने क्या दोष किया। बोलते मेरा एक मित्र था, उसके गुरुजी आए हैं परिक्रमा में, एकदम मोटे हट्टे काटे, एकदम क्या लाल टकटक, देखने से ही भक्ति हो जाती है, आपको देखकर भक्ति नहीं होती। बोलते मूर्ख, मैंने तेरे को आज तक क्या सिखाया, प्रणाम मंत्र बोल के सिखाओ, बोल के दिखाओ। प्रणाम मंत्र क्या है। बोलते प्रणाम मंत्र है अज्ञान तिमिरंधस्य ज्ञानंजन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। अरे वो तो मेरे भी पता है, अर्थ बताओ। बोलते अर्थ तो गुरुजी ये, मैं अंधकार में पड़ा हुआ था, आपने रोशनी दिखाकर मेरे को अंधकार से उजाला की ओर ले आए। बोलते ठीक है ठीक है, ये तो गौण अर्थ है, मुख्य अर्थ क्या है। बोलते मुख्य अर्थ गुरुजी आप ही बतला दो। बोलते मुख्य अर्थ ये है अज्ञान तिमिरंधस्य, तिमिर मतलब होता है मोटा, जो अज्ञान तिमिरंधस्य ज्ञानंजन शलाकया, जो मोटे गुरु हैं वो कैसे होते हैं, अज्ञानी। और ज्ञानंजन शलाका, शलाका होता है माचिस की तीली, पतले पतले, जो पतले पतले माचिस की तीली वो कैसे होते हैं, ज्ञानंजन शलाकया, वो ज्ञानी होते हैं। तो वो जो मोटा गुरु आया वो कैसा है, अज्ञानी, और मैं पतला दुबला कैसा हूं, ऐसे गुरु की व्याख्या होती है। बोलो सच्चिनंदन गौर हरि की। इसलिए ये कोई विचार नहीं होता। इस भूमि पर, इस नवद्वीप धाम पर, कार्तिक नवद्वीप परिक्रमा के आज अंतिम पड़ाव श्री मोद्रुम द्वीप में श्री वृंदावन दास ठाकुर के चरणों में ये प्रार्थना करते हैं, उन्हीं श्री नित्यम प्रभु और महाप्रभु में जिस प्रकार आपकी रति अनुराग है, हमारा भी किसी जन्म में प्राप्त हो जाए, हमारा जीवन सफल हो जाए। बोलो सच्चिनंदन गौर हरि की जय। हो गया हो गया।